Now, I was going to make a video debunking Dunky's whole Sonic Frontiers thing, but here's the thing with that. I have not played Sonic Frontiers. I have not played that game. So, once I am able to play the game and beat the game, I'll most likely do that video. But if you really need me to explain this whole, video game Dunky shit, which I want to get into one little thing about Dunky. I'm sorry, but I prefer JonTron way more than I do Dunky. Go ahead, just fuck me a new butthole in the comments. Go ahead. I prefer JonTron way more because JonTron has the comedy and the charisma. Meanwhile, Dunky, his content is just he's one of those channels that you watch as a kid and you really, really like them because, well, you're a kid. And then you grow out of their content and you realize that they weren't really all that you built up to. I could sit through a JonTron video and actually somewhat laugh, even at his jokes today. Hell, I could even go back and watch some fucking Nostalgia Critic if I wanted to. Go ahead, I already know about that whole The Wall situation, but I mean, listen, well, if you're gonna fucking take some critique seriously, don't go with the one that's clearly meant to be a parody, aka Nostalgia Critic, and go with Doug Walker, not Nostalgia Critic. I don't understand why people do that. Imagine unironically or ironically hating Doug Walker as well. I still don't fucking get the hate for the guy. Not to rag on Dunky or anything, but I mean, in terms of actual content or just in general, he'll never be as good as JonTron. Long story short, with the whole Dunky thing, Sonic Frontiers ended up releasing, and it's doing pretty well, even still to this day, to the point where it's getting free DLC, which, hey, you don't really get that with a Sonic game. And it's been God knows how long since we've actually gotten a full-blown mainline Sonic game. And there's this weird, otherworldly bias against Sonic. I don't even know what it fucking is, but it's just this otherworldly bias, and I guess, Dunky was having some of the Orochi blood. Because he ended up deciding to shit on the game, and since Dunky's fanbase literally just follows everything he says, if Dunky said, put your hand in the garbage disposal and then flip the switch and let it twist around, they would fucking do it 100%. And Dunky's fanbase is literally one that just repeats the shit that he says in comment sections, which is just straight up, peak cult mentality. So, Dunky's little dick riders decided to review bomb the game, and then when the Sonic fanbase decided to shit on Dunky for it, he ended up coming up with this weird excuse where it's oh, it wasn't my fans that did it, guys, it was the Sonic fans that ended up review bombing their own game. Which is a load of fucking He ended up saying this on Twitter, and it doesn't make any fucking sense when you think about it, but for some reason, there's this otherworldly YouTube brotherhood, and this is one of the main problems with online fandom, in a sense, which I'll talk about later. But what I like to call the brotherhood of YouTube is that, say you have a content creator that's clearly in the wrong, and in some circumstances, deserves to be punished for their actions, and the YouTube community will instantly forgive that person because it's the YouTube community, and they're honestly just quite like a cult brotherhood to where, oh, they could do no wrong, they could do none of that. They treat the fucking content creator situation as if they're a sick puppy. And this is one of those fucking circumstances. Dunky's saying that Sonic fans have reviewed bombed their own game just does not make any sense. Fans were actually happy for this game doing well and all of that shit, so why would they review bomb it out of spite when they're clearly happy about the game doing well? And plus, I think Dunky is a little bit weird in a sense that he just doesn't know that you can't block Metacritic reviews or just cover it up, because a lot of the people on the Metacritic reviews have said that they came from Dunky's video. They only came to the site because of Dunky's video. So what the fuck is that all about, Dunky? Honestly, what the fuck is that all about, dude? It's when the video essay makes something a video about a Marvel project, and then suddenly everybody decides to review bomb the shit out of it. High Top Films. And then, not only that, but if people were to call him out, or at least his fans out, his fans will immediately come to one common defense, much like a lot of Last of Us 2 fans, pretty much all Last of Us 2 fans, really. They'll be like, oh, you're just a whiny fanboy, which I mean, the fanboys, quote-unquote, have just honestly been critiquing the games since God knows how long. Since, after Generations, or, even before then, they were criticizing the games, Shadow the Hedgehog, and even Sonic 06. God, 06 really fucked up the franchise. The ironic thing with calling them a whiny Sonic fanboy is that Sonic fans have been pretty much shitting or at least criticizing the games since God knows how fucking long, so it's honestly not really even a fucking insult. Or they'll just fucking say that it's satire, which, I mean, that's not immune to criticism at all. Like, claiming something is satire doesn't automatically mean that you just spray criticism repellent on it. Like, just look at CinemaSins. CinemaSins' videos are pretty much satire for a lot of the parts. But the thing is, he still gets criticism and he still gets shat on because of his videos, no matter if they're satire or not. Like, just because it's somewhat satirical does not mean that it's free of criticism. Well, yeah, Sonic fans are a little bit fucking weird, and by a little bit, I mean, like, some minority of Sonic fans are super fucking weird, but for the most part, they've actually been relatively calm on the internet. Like, back then, yeah, they were seen as, like, the laughingstock of online fandoms, but now they've honestly just toned it down a bit. And plus, from what I've heard, some of the shit that Dunky was complaining about was him getting stuck in a certain area, which, I mean, that's just a fucking skill issue at that point. Like, there's a reason why guides are a thing in video games. There's a reason why people make videos on shit like that, so they can help you. If you're just not really willing to do that, then that's just a you problem. And plus, apparently, some of the glitches that were shown in his video were just shit that you would actively have to look for, which, I mean, yeah, that's actually kind of nitpicky, not gonna lie. But I don't know if that's for fucking true. I'm just going off of what I've heard with this video, because honestly, I don't want to fucking spoil Frontiers for myself. And here's the thing, right? Just because I shit on a channel doesn't mean that I'm gonna disagree with everything they say. You could still not like a channel, but then you could also agree with some of the shit that they say. But this whole thing has basically made me realize, not really realize, but it's honestly just kind of what Grade A Under A said about online fandom. I went on about Dunky for far longer than I thought I would in this video. Holy fuck.
I hate them.
One of the biggest problems with online fandom and how this correlates to online fandom, how this whole Dunky situation correlates into it, it's that once someone is up there with the big boys in the YouTube Brotherhood, or the YouTube NWO as I might fucking call it, basically, once someone makes it into the YouTube Brotherhood or YouTube NWO or whatever the fuck, right? Basically, once someone makes it to the big leagues with the Elite Four, it's like it's impossible for that person to be criticized or even mentioned in a negative light, no matter the circumstances. It's like once you're popular on YouTube and you're a part of that whole big clique, it's basically impossible for you to just get anything done wrong to you in a sense. Like, you have to do some fucked shit just in order for people to finally criticize you. Nobody on YouTube or the internet in general is like this sweet, innocent, awoo angel, right? Like, nobody's a fucking innocent little angel. Some of them are cunts, like really big, dickish cunts. And some of you may think I'm a cunt or I'm a dick, and you're absolutely goddamn right I am. I say that because I actually encourage my audience to not be a bunch of sheep and to actually form their own opinions and think for themselves, because when you surround yourself with a bunch of ass-kissing yes men and people you pay to say yes to everything, all you hear is, yeah, go ahead with your ideas. And then it just grows into this extreme narcissism. And some people will even be like, oh, well, you're not fucking professional. And here's one thing I'm actually going to go on about. Look, okay, I'm not fucking professional. I understand that. And I have no intention as trying to come across as a PR manager or morally superior to anybody. Like, a lot of that shit is pretty much just fabricated and fake. A lot of the shit that most YouTubers say is fake, especially when it comes down to just doing shit for views. And here's where I actually talk about something that's outside of this whole YouTube fandom shit, which, again, just because a YouTuber has a big following doesn't mean they're all innocent, sweet little angels. Some of them are dicks. Like, some people will look at my videos and be like, oh, well, you're not fucking professional. Here's the thing, I have no way and I have no intent of coming across as a PR manager or a PR team or whatever the fuck, okay? I speak my mind and I speak my piece, and I don't give a fuck about any way that I actually go about speaking my piece. I don't give a fuck about how I say it. So with all due respect, fuck off.
I believe there have always been stupid people, but the internet provides greater opportunity for stupidity to be expressed and paraded. In this day and age with the internet, ignorance is a choice, and they're still choosing ignorance.